You want to have a PCP rifle, but you can't afford an air compressor, air tanks, or a hand pump. The Nova Freedom is for you. This Nova Freedom is on 22 caliber. Also come in 177, and his brother, the Seneca Aspen, come in 177, 22, and 25. This rifle comes with a full shroud. The overall length of this rifle is 43 inches long, and the weight of the rifle is right around 8 pounds. This rifle has been around for a few years, and we finally got our hands on one of these. The Nova Freedom stock is hollow plastic, but it's perfect and it does the job for going in the woods or plinking around. It comes with an 11mm dovetail, pressure gauge on the sight, adjustable power knob, sight cocking level action, safety, and somewhat adjustable trigger. In my eyes, it's a very good looking PCP rifle. It comes with silicone oil, iron sights, 2 rotary 10-round magazines, and a field probe. And what it makes this rifle very special is the built-in PCP pump, so you will never run out of air. The pump cycle is fairly smooth. To pump this rifle from 0 all the way up to 3600 psi took me right around 120 strokes. Also can use the field probe to fill up his small reservoir. Keep in mind, this rifle is not regulated. This rifle is giving me right around 18 shots per field on a high power. In a low power, pushing this rifle all the way down to 100 bars is giving me right around 24 shots per field. On top you can see the O-rings from the pellet probe on this rifle, and those are the ones that came from factory. They came broke. But the good thing, they send you a new ones so you can replace it on the rifle. So far, this is the only complaint about this rifle. Don't forget you need to keep loop this built-in pump. There is a hole where you're gonna put the silicone oil. The manual from factory recommends 2 drops every 300 or every 200 shots. My followers and my subscribers are telling me to put 6 drops instead too. That way you can keep this pump working sharp. The cocking action is relatively smooth. His trigger is not a match grade trigger, but it breaks from factory at 1 pound 1 ounce. I ordered a 1/2 inch UNF adapter from Donny FL for this rifle to mount the suppressor of my choice. The muzzle report at low power is 85.7 decibels. And 87 decibels on high power. This rifle is a backyard friendly. I saw a lot of reviews of people shooting this rifle or the Seneca Aspen shooting right around 900 feet per second. I haven't touched this rifle. This rifle came straight from the box shooting these velocities on high power. And this is the Craftsman Premier Dome 14.3 grains pellet at 30 yards. I really apologize for the background noise or the noise on the microphone. It was kinda windy that day. In high power, this pellet is creating an average of 864 and a standard deviation of 21.4. Also guys, I want to mention, if you own a humorous gauntlet and you have one of these extended magazine with 18 rounds, congrats. This magazine fit perfect on our Nova Freedom. On this video, we're gonna try two different pellets on high power and a low power. Both are gonna be tested at 30 yards. I test so many different kind of pellets for this rifle, and the ones that perform the best for this rifle is the Premier Dome from Crosman, 14.3 grains, and the JSB 18 grains. But don't get me wrong, this rifle will shoot pretty good with another different pellets. For example, the Premier hollow points from Crosman create a good groups too, but these two pellets make the best. In low power, this pellet is creating an average of 723 feet per second and a standard deviation of 3.2. Now it's time for the JSB 18 grains at 30 yards. The JSB 18 grains on high power are creating an average of 787 feet per second and a standard deviation of 16.5. In the future, I'm gonna adjust the hammer spring on this rifle and see if I can reach all the way up to 900 feet per second with the JSB 18 grains. On low power setting, this rifle is creating with this pellet 657 average, high of 663, low 649, a spread of 14, standard deviation of 4.7. This is the groups that we get with the Crosman domes at low power and high power. On low power at 30 yards you can cover the group with a quarter. In high power, this rifle is creating a whole group under a dime and one flyer. And our groups with the JSB 18 grains and low power and high power. And the JSB 18 grains make an exceptional groups and low power and high power. You can cover the whole groups with a dime, which is great for pesting and plinking around. Lately, I've been having a lot of advice from my followers and subscribers, YouTube and Instagram. Guys have been telling me to never try to pump up this rifle from 0 to 3600 psi without give it a chance to rest. The reason why is because the pump gets super hot and it gets ruined with the heat that you're creating when you're pumping up this rifle. So what they recommend to me, if you don't have a hand pump on or any air tanks at home, pump it up 20 times and let it set for about 2 to 3 minutes and do it again and again and again till you get your pressure that you want to get on this rifle. Let's say, and this time the maximum pressure is 3600 psi. And also want to give you a tip that I find out and it works great with me. Every shot that I take, I pump it about 2 or 3 times, so I kind of regulate this rifle to shoot always on the same velocities. Pretty much you don't need to do that. You can shoot about 18 shots till your pressure fell off, but if you do that, you pretty much regulate this rifle on the velocities that you want to shoot. And right now, I told you guys the sweet spot on this rifle is from 3000 to 2500 PSIs, which is work the best for me on this rifle, making great shots at 30 yards down the range. And guys, no matter what I do on high velocity or low velocity, I will say high or low power, this rifle is giving me about, between those pressures, is giving me right around 5 shots on high power and about 8 shots, 9 shots between that pressure on low power. Still guys, pretty darn good. Alright guys, let's wrap up with this video. I'm very happy with the results that I'm having with this rifle. Also, I'm gonna test this rifle in the future all the way up to 100 yards and see how it goes. I see many reviews and many people shooting it, but it feels good to try it and see what this rifle can do in 75 and 100 yards. I knocked down a couple birds on 50 yards, no problems at all. On high power, also dropped a rabbit the other day with him. It works great on rabbits and high power. In low power, I was shooting birds too, no problems at all. I think in low power you'll be much than, you know, on the comfort zone to shoot any squirrels on the low power, because it's still delivering good feet per second. I haven't touched anything yet on the rifle. I'm gonna work with the trigger to see if this rifle gets better. The only thing I'm not a big fan of it is how it sounds. It sounds very plastic. To give you an idea, for me, how it sounds like one of those Daisy Powerline plastic stocks. So guys, pretty much after all, this rifle I think can compete with other rifles in the price range, and nothing better than having an integrated pump for the rifle, so you know you're never gonna run out of air. Guys, that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you on the next one.